Your backup data is officially deleted.
The wheels of bureaucracy turn slowly.
And when you come back as a useless, gibbering blob, we'll make your family pick up the bill.
But turns out you can grease them with a little bit of public controversy.
Shocking evidence has come to light.
Lynx scrambled to get some goons together. Of course, put us back in line. But the news was already all over it. Things happened fast. Even quicker than we'd hoped. The Stellar Commission actually stepped in. They deemed Lynx's Everwork program a human rights violation. The commission recognized the union and then forced Lynx to the table. And there really wasn't much Lynx could do at this point. We agreed to keep the Everwork program, to continue protecting workers. The job's still dangerous after all. But we demanded some major changes to the policies. First, full reversal of the huge fees forced onto the program's participants. Then, complete removal of clauses like 19C. They're a whole bag of tricks designed to strip us of our rights. Almost overnight, our humanity was restored. Lynx also ditched their swarm of administrators. They no longer served a purpose to the company. As for Hal Rhodes, Lynx couldn't ignore that he was at ground zero of our revolt. He's right back at his old job, processing real back-breaking work. Calicia Rai Paulson went untouched, of course, and everything on the administrators. Her and the rest of her family continue to operate and profit from Lynx. Some of us will continue to fight. Others, they're just happy to get back to work.
Negotiations with the union resulted in unexpected changes to the Salvage Division Work Agreement. Below is a report on reversal of charges to your account and the discrepancies report in 12 hours. Display a fee reversal report. $7.50. And yeah, now's Eternal Mode, which I was expecting.
It's time to begin your workday.
Yeah, now I have a debt of $19 million, which I could clear out in a couple of days.
Today's the day we finally get back to work, all proper-like. And welcome back, Lou.
It feels great to be back. And I'm ready to race. Anyone wanna?
Come on, kid. You just got back.
Whoa, why don't y'all play it safe today while you clear the cobwebs, all right?
Well, maybe another time, Lou. Oh, but glad you're back. Kaido out.
I should go keep an eye on that kid.
Well, I got a rusty old javelin with my name on it. See you out there.
Spare a moment, Cutter? Couple things I gotta talk to you about. First off, go ahead, look out your viewport for me. That's right. Finally got Beulah to impound. Took a fair amount of sweet talking and a touch of bartering. Anywho, thought you'd be keen to get back at fixing the old girl up. Which brings me to my next point. Open up your employee terminal for me. Access that new option there. Contract status. New mandate. Employees require a clear and simple breakdown of their contract status. Now, what I wanted you to see is you can also end your contract from here. However, there's two prerequisites to parting ways with the company. First, you gotta clear your debt. The new regs wiped out a ton, but some folks still got a bit of work to do to get in the green. Second, you need personal transport off station. That means old Beulah needs to be fully fully operational. Once those requirements are met, you can take the out, if you want, of course. If you're just as happy salvaging away, by all means, keep at it. Okay, close all that for now. I got one last thing I want to talk about. Now, this might come as a bit of a shock, but an opportunity's arisen for me, Earthside. One of them chances you gotta grab at before it gets away. What I'm saying is, well, I'm retiring. Today, in fact. Trying to go out on a high note, as they say. Dee Dee's gonna run things while corporate figures out a replacement. Might not be as talkative as me, but she'll keep the rudder true. I wanted to wish you luck, Cutter. I'm glad we got the opportunity to work together. And who knows, maybe you hear from me again sometime. Weaver out.
I actually read about this while I was trying to figure out something about the campaign. Apparently, Dee Dee says nothing. Like, it's completely canned cycle dialogue. So there's no story benefit in talking to her or expecting anything from her. So here's the real question. How much do I care about getting the golden ending? Because, yeah. Honestly, I could probably get the ship parts done almost immediately. But clearing off 20 million in debt, that's going to be a few shifts of hard work, and that's a few hours, and why don't we not? I'm good. Let's do something here. I've already done the boring audit. Don't have to worry about that. So, So let's assume we paid off our debt. I'll think about the ending in just a sec. So we paid off our debt. Woo! And we could have fixed the ship up easy. So that's really not a big ask. So now all that's left is this. Gotta have the bunny.
Cutter, if you're hearing this, it means you and Beulah are well on your way. Away from Morgan Station, away from Lynx. Hopefully, I'm sipping pina coladas surface side right now, watching the nephews splash in the waves. You know, when I first took up the foreman gig, I figured it was for the money. Then, it got so the money didn't matter. What mattered most was doing right by all you kids coming up. I was already starting to understand that the game's rigged. You know, Lou was right all along. If I could go back and do right by her, I surely would. Folks like her, who fight tooth and nail for the good of others, they keep the rest of this world honest. Without them, well, let's just say that honesty doesn't exactly occur in abundance naturally. What you're embarking on right now is the dream. And you earned it with your own sweat and blood.
master but yourself. Now, that doesn't mean it's gonna be all sunshine and rainbows. There's as much bad as good out there. As much failure as opportunity. As many enemies as friends. But I know, if anyone can make it out there, it's you. I wish I could see what you do. What you make of yourself. Just promise me one thing. When you get to wherever it is you're going, you send me a postcard. Weaver out.
That was pretty sweet. Extremely quiet. I had to strain to hear him. And the ship exploded. Okay. Giving you all a second to kind of adjust your volumes. All right. No, I was extremely quiet. All right. All right. Set up a couple things here. Everything died. Don't worry about it. Near as I can tell, no, von Falkenstein. Why does this get resized? Come on, let's get past all this crap. How the hell did he get the ship down there? Oh my god, did you see that? Hang on. Not a big fan of the ending, though. Not gonna lie. Okay, so he pops the front. Yep, okay. And he grips down. Then what? Slices open the door. Okay. Grabs another filter. Okay. And then pops the airlock. How the man lit. And apparently popping the airlock... he did the exact same thing, or whoever this is, did the exact same thing I wanted to do. He just got it to work somehow. Do you see that? Look at that. Ship went right down into the green. How the hell? Whatever. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that ending. But it's not the fact that it's positive. It's the fact that it's unearned. And honestly, it comes out of absolutely nowhere. It's the same pacing thing with everything else. It's like, keep doing your stuff. Like, okay. The last 3 missions contained most of the plot. Think about that for a second. Today, this shift, we covered most of the plot. Across 4 days. Like, that's the issue. That's the thing that just made me go, what? Yeah, no, pacing is just a gargantuan issue with the plot in general. Biggest negative by far. Let's see. You know, the whole game got across the impression that everything was awful forever, and Earth was hell, and life was hell, and Jupiter was hell, and everything was hell. And that number right there says it all. 28.61 hours. That is way too long for the campaign mode. I'm not sure, like, I don't have a hard number off the top of my head of how long that probably should be. But less than that. Alright, I already did all the boring audit stuff. Let's just go and do the audit really quick here. Yeah, chopping like 10 hours off, that probably would have worked. Oh yeah, get your guesses in, because, you know, obviously the guessing sheet is technically closed right now. Blue Wind. Okay, you only broke it the one time. I'll accept that. You know, Kara White Noise is sharpening her knife over there. Please don't kill me, Kara White Noise, I swear. I swear, please. I'm begging you. Alright, just make it quick. Yeah, have the campaign end around rank 10 would have worked really solidly instead of 20-ish. Just make my death quick, Kira White Noise. That's all I'm asking. Yeah, like I said, it's too positive an endings are. It is unearned, regardless. Hang on, let me do this. Let me do this. But I do have another negative to consider here. And it is for the ending. Give me a second. I knew it! You better tell me, Mr. Red. Oh, I swear to God, I'll send Mr. Pink after you. I mean, it helps that there's some legitimately good character stuff. Oh, I actually needed to decide to do it. Yeah. Perfect, Mr. Pink. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wait. Nah. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, Jesus. Flashing lights warning. Holy schmoly. Oh, of course, Mr. Pink. Whatever you feel like doesn't. Ah, gotcha, boss. Or wait, I'm the boss. No! Yeah, I don't know. I gave 2 positives for that scene and only 1 negative. I think that qualifies. That feels about right. Jesus Christ, Bragwin. I have decided to destroy you for your food. I will conquer this entire world to claim your food. And that's not even a sex joke. That's just how it is. I gave Hal a 2nd positive. I've been on the edge on that. But I decided to go ahead and bump Hal up to a 2nd positive for that. And I mean this, that scene added like an extra layer of depth to him as a character, which just made him even better. Like, he was all fire and brimstone and angry. But, like, when the chips got down, he freaked the hell out. And that says a lot about him as a person. Like, when he thought he murdered someone, he was just like, oh God, I've killed someone. Oh God. That's important, because it would be too easy. In fact, frankly, it would be worse writing to have Hal just be a murdering psychopath, right? It is honestly kind of rare that you have someone with that level of depth while still being a corporate stoolie. So I mentioned another possible negative. This actually tied into what Czar mentioned. Yeah, no, exactly, Kira Whiteness. Bingo. I'm going to technically give this to the outro. We're doing the audit, Seth. I'm technically giving this the outro, but it's kind of the tone. I get the extremely strong impression they couldn't decide what tone they... Is he just pulling the whole ship? How the hell? How? Oh my God, and look at how fast... That's exactly what I wanted to do. That is the exact strategy I wanted to do. And for the exact reason. And I just couldn't do it. It looks like he had to glitch it. Because he grabbed something that was fixed. He grabbed something that was stuck. And yanked that down. And that pulled the ship down. Anyways, I get the strong impression they couldn't decide what kind of story they wanted to make. And they had this, like, extremely horrific, sci-fi dystopia hellscape. And then they had, like, everyday corporate thing. And then they had, blue-collar worker. And then they had this AI thing over on the side. And then they wanted to talk about the unions and how the unions are positive. And if you're paying attention, the ending was very positively presented. So going back to what Czar said. Like, the music was uplifting. And there's the big... dramatic speech of how great things were and everything was awesome forever. And the final epilogue is about how we're making it on our own and life is fantastic. But as Zard points out, the corporate CEOs get away with everything scot-free. The unions now have control of the slave device. Debt's been wiped free, but like nothing else about the job or the functionality of it has changed. It's just so. Yeah, just kind of a little bit of schizophrenia there. And yes, I know I'm using that word wrong. I don't care. So that gives us a net, looks like +8. Yep. To story. Yeah, honestly, I was waiting for like a big rug pull, but also it also wasn't great. I don't know, it's very strange. Okay. The gameplay. I think we're locked in on gameplay, but let me do a double check. Gameplay was very strongly net positive. Yeah, I think you're right, Carolina. It's because he keeps... I keep saying, I don't know what this is. Whoever's doing this keeps doing this. Just drag... This really is the exact strategy I had, if you remember. Just drag the whole ship into the barge. All of the green in there will cover it. Like, watch this, watch this. Wait for it. Wait for it. Watch at the top. Watch the progress. Just look at all of that credit just from dragging the whole ship into the green. That's probably exactly why they try to make it so you can't do that. Ugh. Yeah, Hal probably would have gone to frickin' prison. You know, for murdering someone. I've been thinking about that, Bladefall, and ultimately I think yes, but the problem is, for a penalty to exist, there has to be an economy to exist. I know that sounds strange, because I've said that several times. It doesn't have to be money. There just has to be some kind of economy that you are benefited from pulling, and then, therefore, you can also have a detriment for failing. You get the idea. The total absence of an economy just kind of hurts the gameplay. Ooh, gaming PCs. Yeah, no kidding, Chilpango. And next game is a terrible example of that. Oh, God. I got a lot of facts and figures to look up for the next game. Dates and names. I can tell you off the top of my head the story behind Mario Kart. But what I cannot tell you is the names of the people in question. Yes, Servitor. I know, that's just messed up. End of March. Mr. Red. Spring break. Last week of March. I'm not sure the specific date yet. Because I don't know the specific date yet. Look at that. Look at that. That's when it starts, Mr. Red. How do we feel about replayability? I think it earns the second positive more or less by default. I'm not sure it gets the first. Yeah, exactly, Kira Whiteness. Like, the second positive feels like a gimme. It doesn't get the third. That's easy. I think we'll give the second. I think it earns the second easy. I think that's actually everything. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. Just for a few seconds, Ross. Yeah, I'll be honest, the length is gonna hurt it a little. And yeah, exactly, R-Spruce. Same concept. Yeah, density pulled that down a bit, but that's still a fairly solid score. Hardspace Shipbreaker. -87. No, sorry. So I'm putting this under puzzle games. Because, duh, basically. So, honestly, this is going to sound funny. This is the third worst story score we've ever given a puzzle game. It's not bad. It's still +8. Its ratio isn't great. It's 65.38%, and it's a quarter of a positive per hour. It's just... yes, absolutely. It's just that most puzzle games we cover tend to kind of crush it on the narrative axis. You know, like Outer Wilds, Valiant Hearts, Ghost Trick, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Portal 2 all come to mind immediately. So, yeah, no. Shrug. Gameplay. Hell, +31. That is above average. In fact, that is the third highest gameplay score we've given a puzzle game, behind Portal 2, Portal 1, and Luigi's Mansion 3. We'll put that at 1.08 density, which is really good. A ratio of 84.44%, which is really good, giving us a final golden number of... Drumroll, please. Yeah, a little bipolar. We're guessing. 80. .97. So that's going to go to Killzone. And by Killzone, I mean Trihexia. Congrats, Trihexia. I'll put that towards Killzone. Guild Wars 1. Empire Rush. Overall, that puts it behind Portal 2, Luigi's Mansion 3, Portal 1, Ghost Trick, and Return of the Obra Dinn. That's pretty solid. And that's my final thoughts on that. That is a very solid game. Little on the experimental side, very much on the fun side. A lot of good, polished ideas here and there in order to make it pop. It does get old. I'm not going to try and say that it doesn't. And I do think that the story campaign needed to end sooner. I've said that 1,000 times. But overall, I was actually pretty impressed with what was there. And yeah, the core mechanics were spot on. Just solid spot on. I'm going to go, like, now that I'm like an hour late to dinner, I'm going to go grab dinner. I'll see you guys.